What if the most terrifying crime in your country's history wasn't a murder, but a disappearance? And what if the most chilling part of the mystery wasn't what happened, but who saw it happen? This is the true story of the Beaumont children, and the day Australia lost its innocence. On January 26, 1966, Jean, 9, Arnna, 7, and Grant, 4, left their home in Adelaide, Australia. They were going on a 5-minute bus ride to the beach, a trip they'd made dozens of times before. Their parents, Jim and Nancy, waved them goodbye. They were expected back by noon, but they never came home. The initial search was massive, but it yielded nothing. Witnesses said they saw the children at the beach playing with a tall, thin man with blonde hair. They seemed happy and relaxed, not at all like they were with a stranger. One witness, a shopkeeper at a bakery, told police that Jane had bought some pies and pastries with a £1 note. This was strange because her mother had only given her 6 shillings, not nearly enough to buy that much food. The shopkeeper said the children had been with the man, and they were all smiles. The case captured the entire country's attention. It became a phenomenon. But as time went on, the leads grew cold. For years, the Beaumont family endured a painful silence. Then, 10 years later, in 1976, they received a phone call. It was a man, and his voice was calm. He said, "I have the kids." Nancy's heart raced. She asked if she could talk to them, but the man just hung up. The family received another call a year later. This time, the man on the other end said, "I'm sorry, I don't have them anymore." Both calls were eventually traced to a phone booth. But the man was never found. Police believe he was a prank caller. But the Beaumonts always believed it was a sick confession from the person who took their kids. But the most bizarre detail came from a witness who saw something in the 1970s. A man named David was a young boy when he and his friends were playing on the beach. He told police he saw a man playing with 3 kids, 2 girls and a small boy. The man was holding the little boy's hand and laughing, but the boy's face was completely blank. He said the man smiled at them, and they felt a chill. The man looked at them, and it felt like a warning. They never told anyone, not until years later. The man's description matched the description of the man who was seen with the Beaumont children on the day they disappeared. But even with all the details, the case remains one of Australia's most enduring mysteries. The disappearance of the Beaumont children fundamentally changed Australian society. Parents stopped letting their children walk to the beach alone. The idea that a child was safe anywhere, even in a small, quiet town, was gone. What do you think happened to Jane, Arnna, and Grant? Do you believe the man's phone calls were a confession, or just a cruel prank?